Hi guys, welcome back to the Health and Fitness Project. I know it has been almost a year since I have checked in, which I don't even know what happened and why I quit doing it, but I am back. I am back with some good news. I have lost, I believe, 25 pounds since I started this journey well over a year ago. I think it was the beginning of last summer. So I've lost 25 pounds since then. And I can't tell you how much of it I lost while I was still speaking to you or if it all happened after. And I think most of it did happen after. And I did have a little thing happen to me, which probably made me lose a little bit more. I ended up having to get my gallbladder out, which was traumatic. It was a traumatic thing. I ended up having to go to the emergency room and having emergency gallbladder removal surgery. So that was traumatic, but I lost some weight with that. And I've just continued on my journey. So I thought I'd hop back on here and start to talk to you again and encourage you if I can, because it is a journey that's going to take a long time. Listen, it's been almost a year since I checked in with you. I've lost 25 pounds. I'm still not in my goal, but I'm going to continue on because I'm going to do it and you can do it too. So let's restart if you're listening to me, or keep going, or maybe you've already reached your goal and you just need some encouragement to stay with eating healthy. So it is a daily decision, obviously, eating healthy, deciding what to eat. Not, for me, it's staying away from sweets. I think I told you guys, I know I told you guys that I had quit drinking. Gosh, it's been over 4 years now. So I had a sweet tooth, and I still kind of have a sweet tooth, but it's keeping that under control. I think I talked before about eating fruits, which during the summer is really easy to do with all the good fruits, but just continuing to do that and watching pretty much your calories, watching your protein intake, eating a good amount of protein for your weight, which should be 1 ounce of protein, or is it grams or ounces? Yeah, grams. 1 gram of protein for your ideal body weight. So if you want to weigh 140 grams of protein, which to me is kind of a lot. So it's like 0.08 to 1 gram. So then it could be down to like maybe 100 to 140 grams if you want to weigh 140. So I try to get up to that 100. I rarely make it to the 140, but really watching what you eat as far as protein can help you stay satiated, because those carbohydrates, you're going to get hungry later very quickly, whereas protein is going to keep you satiated a little bit longer. But anyway, I just wanted to pop on here. I'm back. I'm going to start doing these videos again every single week. Hopefully you will come back and tune in weekly. I believe I'm going to do them on Mondays, not Sundays. I am coming to you today on Sunday just because I just got a wild hair that I need to get back on here and do this. I just needed to do it again. So this time I will be completely successful, and hopefully you will be too. So we're going to talk about, like I did before on these episodes, things that have to do with being healthy, not necessarily losing weight. Things like sleep. Something that I've learned about recently that is so very important is your heart rate variability. You need to make sure you have a good heart rate variability to feel good. And that has to do with your fight or flight. I'll talk a little bit about this in future episodes. But I had a little bit of anxiety after my surgery and had a really low heart rate variability, which I've been trying to work on getting up. And I've successfully been able to do that and gotten rid of most of my anxiety. But that was a crazy, crazy, crazy whirlwind of an adventure. But thank God I'm here and I feel so much better. I didn't realize I had a problem with my gallbladder. Really. I mean, I knew I was having some stomach aches and stuff, and I really thought it was due to being gluten intolerant, but I guess if I am gluten intolerant, I'm still eating gluten and it's not bugging me, but it was really bugging me before, and that was because of my gallbladder. But anyway, so we'll talk about topics that have to do with health. Like I said, heart rate variability, sleep, so important, sleep, exercise, stress reduction, all the things. Maybe I'll do some cooking, healthy cooking. Maybe we'll talk about relationships. I don't know, because that has a lot to do with your mood. And I looked back over these videos that I had done last year, and I saw how much of a stress eater I was, and I still am. So working on that, working on the stress when something goes wrong, and noticing when you do pick up the cookie, pick up the cookie. Yeah, in the past it would have been, or for some people, maybe still is, pick up the glass of wine. Pick up the thing that makes you feel better. So really reducing stress is key, right? In everything, and feeling good and losing weight and the whole ball of wax. But anyway, so I am back, whether you like it or not. Hopefully you'll tune in and you will follow my journey. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you. Now I weigh 221 pounds. My goal is 168 pounds, which I know sounds kind of like a lot, but this is going to sound crazy too. I talked to AI. I talked to ChatGPT. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I couldn't figure it out on my own. So I thought, well, why don't I just ask the AI, and it'll be able to take all the information from the internet and tell me. But anyway, I put in how much my muscle mass was and my weight, and it told me that to be into a healthy BMI and healthy percentage of fat versus muscle, that's how much I could weigh, because I do have a good amount of muscle now. And that was based on still losing some muscle, because when you lose weight, you lose some muscle. So I was happy to hear that, because then I didn't have as much weight to lose as I thought, because I do carry a lot of muscle naturally. And of course, since I had my gallbladder removed, which was 6 weeks ago now, I have not exercised at all. That's not true. I have not been to the gym at all. I have taken my dog for a walk. I think I started that after like week 3, because she was going crazy, but she had to go 3 weeks with no walks. But I'm back to walking her daily. I'm going to start my exercise again tomorrow, slowly. And then I haven't been golfing for that whole time either. The good news is I've completely maintained my weight. So I know once I add in this exercise, and I've been eating, to be honest, not that much, because after having the gallbladder surgery at first, I could not eat a lot. And now I'm pretty much back to eating semi-normal, but I still cannot eat huge portions, which is great. And it was so funny, because when I went into the surgery, I was talking to the nurse in there, and she's like, well, what, or he said, why don't you do Ozempic? I'm like, well, I'm not going to do Ozempic. I don't believe in Ozempic. And I said, well, who knows? Maybe this surgery will be nature's Ozempic. And sure enough, it turned out to be nature's Ozempic. I feel full very easily, just like you do with Ozempic. I'm not saying go get your gallbladder out, but if you do, maybe this will happen to you. And hopefully, I don't wish that on anybody, because it was not a terrible, it was not a good experience. It was the first surgery, well, I should say second surgery. I did have ACL repair surgery back when I was 30, but that was traumatic too. But this was pretty traumatic because it was emergency. I didn't know I was going to end up having it. I didn't know what was going on. It was a whole story. But anyway, again, I feel like I'm babbling now, just trying to talk some more, because again, I haven't been used to doing this, haven't been on here, but I am back, and we are going to talk about health and fitness. And this is the Health and Fitness Project, and I hope you will come back next week for more chat. I'd like to, if you have any questions for me, any topics you'd like to talk about, please put them in the chat. And I will see you next week for another edition of the Health and Fitness Project. And again, I am Suzanne, and I am back, and I today weigh 221. Soon to be less. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next week.